Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Like Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are doing well. Happy Thursday, guys. We're almost there. We're making it. We're almost there to the end of the week. It's just been an interesting week for me. Like, my energy is so low. I'm so down. Not a bad week, just tiring for whatever reason. I don't know. But yeah, nonetheless, I hope that you guys have been having a good one yourself. And yeah, with all that said, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you like what you see here and decide to stick around. Hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff to help support the channel. Hit the notification bell too so that you know when I'm on and when I post. Especially when I do the free readings. I know I don't do them often, but when I do, you want to be there. Just saying, be there or be square. And for those of you who have already been rocking with your girl for a bit, welcome back and thank you for the continued support. Like one of my favorite people in the whole wide world over here, blessings. Hi, my love. How you doing? Welcome, my love. Hope you're doing well. When I looked up, it was all ones across the board. Hey, Hachi, how are you? Good to see some people popping in, some familiar names and things like that. Love to see you guys coming in. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so with all that said, we're gonna get started. Now that we have some people here, this is just gonna be a very, very general collective message. I will say this: before I started the reading and while I was like cleansing and stuff, I channeled the song "Glamorous" by Fergie. So I'm not sure if like you guys are just like really on your whole like glow up thing. And then what did I hear after that? I heard something else. Oh, I heard Diana Ross. I'm coming out, doom, doom. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. I heard those two songs before I started, and like this is gonna like glow up energy. Like this is like okay, you guys are about to be hot shit. You know what I mean? And I like it. Oh, and by the way, I should have put this in the title. I didn't even think about it, but it's fine. We're actually gonna debut a new deck that I just got yesterday. I used it on myself once, but yeah, I haven't used it on here yet. So today would be the first time using it with you guys. So it's the Cosmic Insight Oracle. Seems pretty cool. I like it so far. Um, Throat chakra energy. So, gonna connect with these and see how it goes. So with all that said, let's get started. All right, guys. Like I said, this is a collective message, so only take the messages as they resonate. I'm gonna pull maybe 3 to 4 cards from here to start, and then we're gonna kind of go from there. All right, Spirit, only let positive energy into this reading. Show the collective what they need to see at this time for their highest good. Clearest and most accurate messages, please, and thank you. What we got? We have challenges here. It says, make a decision, work on inner healing. Interesting. All right. So like I said, we're going to get maybe like 3 to 4 cards to start. And then I have some other pre-selected decks that I felt drawn to. So we'll also go with those as well. All right. If you're new to the channel and end up enjoying this reading and feel like you resonate with it, let me know in the comments or with your reactions. You also subscribe. That will be super duper helpful. Hey Rahana, how are you? All right, so we have patience here on the bottom of the deck. Just a few more months, good things come to those who wait. So they're asking you to kind of be, patient. I saw 404 and I was about to say that. Be patient with yourself at this time. I just heard Rome was not built in a day. So, maybe just like, life was lifing for a bit, and finally, getting to that point where like just waiting for things to kind of happen and shift and change. You're like, well, what the fuck? That's what I'm kind of getting. So far. So just being patient with the process and with yourself on this part of the journey is what I'm kind of getting. And I'm also picking up on like again this energy of like you guys are just you're in a better or working towards being in a better space, just generally speaking, is what I'm getting. Ooh, girl. Okay, I'm going to definitely send some prayers your way for sure, my love, for sure. Definitely need my girl to be healthy and okay. All right, so let's get some cards. This covers a lot of different stuff, so, you know, let's see what, okay, we have communicate here. It says communicate, compromise, forgive, work it out. So there could be some communication area to come in for you and somebody, hence the throat chakra stuff. I was like, why is my throat acting all weird? um, some of you guys might be on a vacation. That's nice. Some of you guys might have air in your chart, or the person who's going to communicate might have air in their chart. And also keep in mind, air energy in general, or like swords energy, is the equivalent of communication. Keep that in mind. Ooh, moving is here. Maybe the communication might have to do with moving or travel plans, like signing, you know, documentations and stuff like that. I did hear Airbnb just now. Some of you guys might be like looking over that type of thing. Like maybe you're going somewhere and you don't want to do just regular hotels. You're like, you know, fuck that. Get more bang for your buck, you know, by doing an Airbnb, more space, more amenities, something like that. I am definitely getting like this energy of like maybe doing something nice for yourself too. We do have caution here. It says find out more information, don't overwork yourself. And with like the fact that there's a heart and then like that plus sign on there, you know, maybe your health might be something that's something that they're cautioning you about too. Maybe that's one of the things that communication will be about as well. I mean, we did just have blessings share. Thank you for being so, you know, transparent on here. That you know, you're going to the doctor to get something very, very serious looked at. Ooh, somebody might have something to tell you, but for somebody, you know, there could be a snake in the grass. Somebody who doesn't have something honest to say, depending on the circumstances. That could be why they're saying to take caution as well. Interesting. All right, let's get like one more from here. Maybe one more should suffice. Just to get the ball rolling, and then we're going to read from other decks as well. What we got? Confession. Someone has something to tell you. So definitely this communication energy still coming in. But maybe they're just saying, you know, cautioning yourself about what this person has to say. Open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. Interesting. Hey, Bookie. What's up, girl? Hey, girl. Hey. How you doing, my love? Guys, check out my one of my sisters over here, Intuitive Interactions. Okay, that is the Bookie. Check her out, guys. She's another reader, and she's amazing at what she does. We have patience here again. Maybe somebody waited a long time to say something to you. Oh, maybe somebody's about to offer you a date. The card split like this. Like, what is this? It says date night. Get ready to be wined and dined. What? With love spell, you've been bewitched. Oh boy. I don't know where this is going yet, to be honest with you, guys, because I was picking up on something totally different. Now, granted, this deck is new, so maybe we're just, you know, kind of getting acquainted with it here right now, but like, or maybe it's just so many different energies coming through at the same time, because I'm like, it doesn't really seem to line up with what I was feeling earlier, but we're gonna rock with it. We're gonna see what they gotta say. Let's get one more from here. I know that was supposed to be the last part, but now I'm intrigued. I want to see more. Oh god. Okay, I ain't gonna hold you. I like this deck when I read for myself. I don't think I like it for a collective reading. I don't think I've ever really done this before, maybe other than once. I feel like I'm picking up on either, it ain't me, I ain't pregnant, but like, it does, like, none of this is making sense. None of it lines up with anything. So it's like, this deck might not be good for collective messages is what I'm kind of getting. This might be better for like a personal reading, because when I read for myself the other day with it, it was spot on. I was like, god damn, they really read me. I'm not connecting with it for this though. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually, I think I have my singing bowl right here next to me, ironically enough. Yep, I sure enough. So we're gonna clear the air, cleanse the energy. My apologies. That doesn't typically happen. Um, but sometimes, like if a deck is new, it takes time to connect with the deck, and I'm not connecting with it for this. So I'm sorry if you feel like your time was wasted. I just that is resonant energy from a past reading because I did do a personal reading yesterday. So maybe that's what I'm picking up on too, especially with the pregnancy card. So that's weird because I'm like, just the energy was way off. Now you hear how resonant that, look how loud that is. And I cleansed before I started. There was a lot of smoke that came from my sage. So maybe this is resonant, old stagnant energy that has to be released further. Hear how loud that is? Very often that happens. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'll tap into these another time. Maybe I'll give them another chance at another time. But for now, no, that deck is just not doing it. I do have my other decks here. We just cleansed, so we're gonna start over. I'm sorry. I almost want to just like completely nix this and just delete it, but then I might lose people completely. So I'm like, I don't know. What do you guys think I should do? Should I just keep the ball rolling, or should I start completely from scratch? Because I don't know. I think that's only happened one other time since I've been doing readings on here. Yeah, I guess that energy from the last reading I did for somebody else was like it's really heavy, and like that energy needed to really go because that was weird. Um, I'm just gonna rock with it. It's fine. Fuck it. So we're gonna start over. We're gonna start with the wisdom of the oracle, and we're gonna just go with it. We're gonna go with it. You know, like I said, this doesn't typically happen where even I'm baffled by the cards that are coming out because like the energy that I felt before I started the reading felt completely different than that. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's like old energy from something else. It's not mine because I ain't pregnant. I have no more babies. I'm all done, one and done. But yeah, that was really strange. Okay, so we're gonna just start over. All right, spirit. Only let positive energy into this reading for the collective. I feel really bad. Um, yeah. I don't know. Just show the collective what they need to see at this time. Yeah. We have new life here, along with to be fair. So it's given like karma, right? Balancing out those scales. Oh, and the cards are back to back, 38 and 39. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know what the fuck that was about. That was weird. Like I said, I think I can only recall one other time where that's happened to that extent. Like, it's one thing, like, to not fully connect with a deck, but, like, it was just, like, all over the place. I'm like, this is not the energy I was feeling when I was about to start this reading, like, at all. Not even close. So, hopefully we get that energy shining through now. Now that we cleared the air, the energy again, right? But y'all heard how loud the singing bowl was. Like, there was a lot of old, resonant, stagnant energy coming from there. Exchanging gifts is here on the bottom of the deck. She's giving like equal give and take. Milk and honey. You're about to receive. There we go. Now this aligns with what I was feeling. Milk and honey. Getting back what you put out. Time to go. After you walked away from something else. This makes sense to me. That other shit, I don't know what the fuck that was about. That was weird. What the fuck is this? This is not for my collective. And it, like I said, it didn't align with what I was feeling before I even started the reading. I'm like, this is not the right energy. So I think now we're on a roll. Let's get the ball rolling, guys. Let's get the ball rolling. Thank you for your patience. This is not typical at all. To be fair is here again. Yep. Milk and honey here again. Truth be told, we had to see the truth behind, you know, the lies, the deceit, all the lessons that had to be learned, right? You had to see things for what it was. People were wearing false masks and shit. Is what I'm getting. But you gained a lot of knowledge from that. Is what I'm picking up on. Yeah, you had to realize something was not for you. This could be somebody who played a lot of like manipulative mind games. But I think they tried to play games, but you were still always a little bit a step up ahead. A step ahead. Maybe you're very intuitive or something like that. So you could kind of see past the veil. That's what I just picked up on. Let's get two more from here. We wasted a lot of time before, so I want to just kind of dive in. I don't want to talk too much. Let's get to the point. Because to be honest, I'm a little bit frustrated. Because I'm like, as a viewer, you're watching something, and I feel like shit because I'm like, this doesn't typically happen like this. You guys being patient and watching, waiting for a reading, and the energy was all fucked up. So it is what it is, but still kind of aggravated about it. But it is what it is, right? Because you close out that cycle. We have round and round here in the reverse. You closed out a cycle. You realize, okay, this is not for me, whatever this was. Keep hearing the word secrecy. Yeah. Maybe that and a lack of, equal give and take. Maybe you put a lot out there, but you're about to get things back now. You have to the sea. It's definitely getting that energy of just like cleansing your space, going in a new direction. Yeah. Co-create is here. You're getting like co-creating with spirit. Things that you might have wanted for a long time now being able to come into fruition because you're starting to understand not just the lessons that needed to be learned, moving past that, but also the fact that, the Most High, whatever you believe in, ancestors, spirit guides, so on and so forth, the universe, they're a part of that process, if you allow them to be, you know. Once they see you doing the work, they come in and they help, you know. They will see that you have been putting in that effort and they're going to help you get past it. And they're going to start to receive a lot of different blessings and stuff in your life because you're doing the work. They pay attention to that. So, when you allow yourself to allow for source to come in and help, yeah, we have community here. They're a part of that, right? Your soul tribe and stuff like that. They protect you. There's that little hut there. It's giving protection in a way. The people, the community that you build around yourself that help you get past the circumstances that you found yourself in. Hey Monique, how you doing, my love? Yeah, clean it up is here. Clean it up. So ridding yourself of the things that no longer serve, aka chaos and conflict. You're like, fuck that. I'm not dealing with that no more. And we have no place like home. Home is where the heart is, right? Building a sense of, this is an energy that's been popping up a lot. Of building like a sense of camaraderie and things like that with your community, your spirit guides, so on and so forth, to help you and guide you along the way. All right, so we're gonna pull from this deck. All right, like I said, we're gonna kind of just keep it short and sweet today, because I'm honestly my energy is a little bit off. I'm trying to let that shit go, but now I'm kind of annoyed. Because I'm like, what the fuck? And my just requires a whole good 10 minutes of time at least. But it is what it is, right? Happens. Other readers will, and sometimes, a reading could be so strong, or, the energy from the past reading could be so strong, or even on your own body, on your own soul, like your own shit. If you're going through something, it could show up in a reading. That wasn't my energy. Definitely ain't no babies over here. No, thank you. All done with that shit. I've been done a long time. My kid about 20. Thank you. Wow. I did say somebody was wearing a fake mask, right? So we have manipulation. So there could have been, somebody kind of trying to control the narrative, who you trusted and thought that you could trust, and you were like, yeah, nah. But they were just trying to take from you. Hence that exchanging gifts card. I was definitely picking up on they must have took a lot from you. It wasn't given too much of equal give and take. They took a lot from you, and then they kind of, I heard the word swindled. They might have swindled you in some kind of way. with, either money or like you giving them money, or your energy. I'm getting like energy vampire vibes too. Just again, however form that they were showing up. Just a lot of take across distances. And the thing is, it's like I do feel like you care about this person, but you guys are like in different spaces, and this is because of what they did. Mm. And it might be hard to let that person go because of what you've created with them together. Let's say there was a kid involved. Oh, forget about it. Once you got kids involved, or marriage or anything like that, like, it just makes it that much more difficult to move forward, right? So yeah, for some this could have even been a twin flame, or you thought they were a twin flame. Because I'm kind of getting that this person's a false, if anything. I'm getting they were karmic, especially with that to be fair karmic. So like, you might have thought they were a twin flame and they weren't. Hi. Oh, gosh, I wear my glasses. Godly. MGJ. See, like, if I were doing, like, the eye exam, I'll be hit. I'll be like, I can't see that. Because, like, honestly, to me, just, like, all the letters start to, like, blend together. I can't tell the difference. Like, the G, I know that's a G and a J because I got closer. But, like, and the Y even. Like, they all kind of look the same to me right now because my eyes are that bad. That's why I went, like, oh, okay, now I see it. But y'all probably like, damn, bitch, get away from the camera. I don't want to see all those pimples and stuff on your face. Anywho, yeah, there were choices to be made. We have ultimatum here. And to be honest with you, I'm getting ultimatum in the sense of, I think spirit gave your ass an ultimatum. That's what I'm getting. Like, they were like, this is not somebody who you really want to be around, right? Yeah, this person is bad fucking news. This is not the energy that you want to be in. They were fucking with your money. You started feeling like when that person was around you, everything that could go wrong was going wrong. It's giving me that, like, Murphy's Law, type shit. Like, yeah, it's definitely not the energy that you want when you're trying to come back up in your life, right? And I think that that's what we were picking up on, like, before I started the reading. I was like, the first energy I picked up on, even before I read any cards or anything, before I went live, I was like, I picked up on two songs. I heard Glamorous. I said it earlier, but some of you guys might have not been here yet. I heard Glamorous by Ferdy. I was like bopping to it while I'm like, burning the sage and stuff and cleansing. And then I heard Diana Ross, I'm coming out. Like, I want the world to know. It's definitely giving like something had to happen for you to get to this point. It wasn't, it wasn't all peaches and rainbows and butterflies and all this bullshit. Like, no. It, I heard the word grit. Like, it took a lot of grit for you to get here, right? A lot of strength to get to this point. This took time. This was, and I did hear earlier, like, Rome was not built in one day. And ironically, there were a couple cards that did make sense and kind of tie in with what we're seeing here when I started the reading initially and had to, like, kind of, restart. But then there was, like, other shit coming in that I'm like, this has literally nothing to do with what's going on in this reading currently. So we're going to just start over. But, one card that didn't actually make sense was the patience card. It takes time, right? And I'm definitely still picking up on at least that energy. Like, it takes time to, rebuild and, yeah. You can't make it up. See? Contracts. And it literally says, deep karmic bond. A deep karmic bond. Thank you, Spirit. Like, this was a karmic. This was somebody who thought might have been your twin or a soulmate. And they weren't. Yeah. Unexpected event. That's like the Tower. Oof. And when it happened, yeah. You were like, absolutely not. I'm not staying in this position. I'm not staying here. I'm kind of a little bit of a break from just the work, social media and things like that. For some of you, let me know if that resonates at all. One more from here, Spirit. Take them. Digital whisper. Yeah, like some of you guys might resonate with the idea of these connections being very, very like. And I did hear the word superficial, like everything is like all online and stuff. And when you're really around that person, you start to see like, nah, this is not what I thought it was. That's what I'm getting. You might have met them on a dating app or something like that, or they were on dating apps doing some bullshit, things like that. I'm picking up on something along those lines. You had to do what you had to do. Yeah, it was a fucking trap. Wow. And there were a lot of like different deceptive things that you didn't pick up on at first. Yeah. People might even be trying to tell you. Gossip is here. Like, don't do it. I don't think you should trust that person. Yeah. You know, we have sudden wealth here. So like it is kind of giving like maybe, you had something about you that drew them in. Could have been money for some. That's one thing I'm picking up on, and that could be part of the reason why they kind of was like lingering around. The other thing I'm getting is as you've removed especially with the number 11 on here, as you've removed yourself from this person, and then actually as I'm looking at that digital whisper card, number 13 is on there. It's 58, but adds up to 13. That's about death and rebirth vibes. So it's kind of giving like after that ending, realizing, okay, I can't do that no more. You get to kind of have new blessings coming in is what I'm kind of picking up on. I do feel drawn to pull one more from here. One more, please, Spirit. One more. Lifesaver. You are not alone. They're letting you know, and I did say that. I was like, your spirit guides and stuff, they're here for you. They are going to help you along the way. Like sometimes, when we go through these different obstacles and stuff, we're like, damn, am I doing this by myself? Or, is the most high or whatever, the universe gonna come help me? Like, if you're showing signs of trying to actually grow, they will be there. They will help. I am also getting, however, just be mindful of the illusions that sometimes and delusions that could come up, because it's like there are people who will come into your life and into your space, or just circumstances in which you'll think that it's one thing when it's not, because it says mimic chest here. So it's kind of giving like that, like not all that glitters is gold. I am getting, especially with it paired with the lifesaver card, they're going to kind of help you navigate what's what. Yeah, we have peeping here. People, and it literally says facade, maintains a facade. Yeah, people who fake the funk to act like that there's something that they're not. Yeah, especially while you're trying to break through all of that shit. Yeah. So I think I'm going to give this deck one more try. Maybe we just needed to, like, maybe it's not a good deck for, like, starting a reading. Let's see. We'll see. Again, this is a brand new deck. Prior to today, it was only used once. So it could just be like one of those decks where it's more of like a what I call a carrier. Like it's not necessarily meant to lead a reading, especially a collective message. Readers might resonate with that. Like there's certain decks that are really good for like starting a general message off, and then there's some that are just not. Like it's okay for like supporting a message, but like to start off a reading, it isn't. So we're gonna give these a try again on here. Yeah, see, look, now this makes sense. That's what the deck we have, Guardian. A lost loved one watches over you. We were talking about like your soul tribe and stuff. Now that, and then patience is here again too. So that actually lines up, right? That makes sense with what we've got so far. But we're not gonna go too crazy with these just because of the fact that these cards just need to kind of be broken in a little bit more. So I'm trying to give them a chance. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I read for myself with them, and they were on point. So I don't know if it was just I needed to clear the energy a little bit better before I started. Very, very possible. So let's see. Challenges is here again. I want to say that was literally the same card that was on the bottom of the deck when we started the reading before. That or when I split the deck, one or the other, I forget. But yeah, let's just see. Let's give it a whirl. My brother used to say, let's give the old college try. Okay, let's do it. Give it time. Okay, see, they're like, don't give up on me. Even the cards are like, please don't give up on me. I'm a good deck too. Everything is in divine timing. Let things flow. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, especially with the patience card that showed up too. It got the little seedling on the illustration there. You know, you're growing, right? And it takes time. Some of you guys might have a lot of fire in your chart, or you're feeling very passionate at this time. Honeymoon is here. We did get that energy of maybe traveling, so maybe some of you guys are going to be traveling for like a wedding or something. Interesting. And air sign energy is showing up too. Let's get two more from here. Also getting hungry. Yesterday I only ate once. I know, not good. And then today I did eat, but like it was at 12 o'clock, so now I'm getting hungry. And that was the only thing I had all day. It was like chicken fajita mixed like with rice. It was good, but that was all I had today. And cauliflower. Yeah, patience is here again. Can't see. Sorry. Hi Ari, how are you? Some of the same cards are trying to come up for patience showed up again, and then liar tried to come out. But I mean, now it aligns with what we were seeing, because initially it didn't make sense. It's like, but now it's starting to kind of come together a little bit more. So yeah, kind of happy I gave the cards a chance again. I'm like, see, now see, thank you, Spirit. Okay, see, I felt guided to read again from the cards. Thank you. This makes more sense, because before it was like, what the fuck is this energy? Because this is not, it doesn't align with anything. It was just like all over the place. Now, based on what we've already seen, is this, now this makes perfect sense. Thank you, Spirit. So, okay, the cards are not, there's nothing wrong with the cards. It's just, they were, I think they, since they're new, they just needed to, be cleansed a little bit better and stuff like that. Given another chance, because we have two cards that came out together. We have Gold Digger, and I did say, hey Kai, what's up, love? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We did get an energy of somebody who might have tried to take from you, possibly financially. And if it wasn't financially, it's just been in general, right? They want your money. You're being used this year. So even if it's not just money, it could just be in general, right? And it came out along with Mercury retrograde, electronic issues, communication issues, review everything. So paying attention, maybe during this retrograde you started to realize what their energy really was, or they're trying to come back around. Maybe they're receiving some of their karma. They could be having like car problems or something like that, because of what they try to do to you, because that karma gonna bite them on the ass for whatever they try to do, especially as they see you trying to come up, and then you moved on from this. Thank you, Spirit, for more confirmations. Someone is unavailable, a waste of time, it's over. And that's you. You guys are the one who has moved on. Yeah, because you are protected. Your guardians have protected you and said, hell fucking no. Yeah, this person is nothing but a challenge and an obstacle. You're not going to stay there. One more. Now we're connecting with these with the I was gonna say these cards slash this deck at the same time. That's why I came out weird like that. But yeah, now this is making sense, because it's like before we're talking about pregnancy and this and that. I'm like, what does any of this have to do with anything? It was just like all over the place, guys. Like if you were here from the very beginning, you probably were like, I mean, as an intuitive reader, I could feel when the energy doesn't make sense. I'm like, yeah, this energy is not for the collective. This is something else. So I had to cleanse again. As I jokingly said, that message was for someone else. It was for someone else. Yo, Spirit, you guys are fucking hilarious. Y'all saw that. You were here. Y'all heard me jokingly say, I'm like, nah, that message was definitely for somebody else. That was not for the collective. It was for someone else. I will say this. For some of you, I'm not going to accept this card as the actual card out. I just think that was Spirit's funny way of trying to be silly and say, yes, that message was for someone else. They're so funny. But it does say, if it's meant to come out, it'll come out. But it said, or says, someone is in the middle, someone is trying to sabotage this. I think Spirit is just being funny. Like, yes, this is confirmation that message initially was somebody else's energy. You cleansed it, and now we could get to the real message for you guys at this time. Wow, they are so hilarious. I can't with them. Yeah, so we have the moving on card here again. Yeah, I'm gonna deck vacation. We did pick up on that before, and then I was see that kind of part of the message was making sense because the first thing I was picking up on before I even read any cards was something about like glow up energy, healing, doing the damn thing, doing something nice for yourself. I'm seeing you on a beach somewhere and traveling and just having a good time. You know, skin all glistening and shit, just looking good. You know what I mean? That's the energy I picked up on before I even started the reading, and now it kind of resonates more, right? Yeah. As far as I guess intuitively, you knew exactly what you were talking about, what you were feeling. Yes, I know. Thank you guys. But no, you guys also could be very, very intuitive, and I mentioned that earlier as well. Ooh, intimacy. Ooh, wow, what's this about? Sexual chemistry and reminiscing. Oh, somebody might be somebody who you've moved on from might be reminiscing on you or about the those kind of times. They might be trying to get that old thing back. That could be one of the things that they kind of took from you in a way. Like, what I mean by that is like, remember I mentioned like I was getting like energy vampire vibes. Maybe they siphoned off of you in that type of energetic way for some. Not for all, but for some. All right, let's see. Just making sure that the cards are in the right position. All right, let's shuffle these bad boys. We're going to look at the tarot portion, and then I have a couple of other decks to close out after this, and that'll be it. And I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna eat from here. I don't know yet. I do have some leftover Korean food from yesterday, which that's what I had like early in the day, like at 2 in the afternoon. The only thing I had all day. I did not eat dinner, so I might eat that, but we'll see. I'm really in the mood for it, to be honest. I kind of want pasta. I want Italian food. I've been craving like mushroom risotto. It just takes so long to make. Like, I know how to make it. I've done it before, but like that's a lot of work. A lot of materials that I don't currently have on hand. All right, so we have 7 of Pentacles here on the bottom. So that is about, like the fruit of your labor, all that, hard work that you've put into something, waiting for it to come together. We have the Hanged One or the Hanged Man here. So that's about surrendering and releasing, seeing things from a new angle, a new perspective. And we have 9 of Wands in the middle of the deck. So you've been through a lot, right? And it's very evident even in this reading so far. Like, you put a lot of time, and maybe that's why patience is here. Give it time, right? A lot of things about time. They're like, you've put a lot of, and then even with this card, right? The little seedling there growing, right? They're like, you've put a lot of time and effort into certain things, right? And some of those things that you've put a lot of time and effort into were not necessarily the best things for you, but now it allows you to be able to invest in yourself. After you've learned some lessons and things like that of what needed to really be done at this time for you. And I think that's what I'm picking up on a lot is like, what are you doing for yourself? Like, I have like I felt really drawn to like self-care type stuff and like affirmations. So those are some of the things we're gonna read about at the end of this after we do the tarot portion. But like that's some of the stuff I was picking up on before, and it's kind of giving me that even now. Like, how do you invest in yourself? right? So let's ask, Spirit, what they have to say about that. What does the collective need to know? We're gonna do a 5 card spread, I guess. We'll go with that. Um, and just kind of ask, like, what are you guys working on right now, and how can achieve it? How can you become a higher version of yourself as you continue to glow, right? All right. So let's get the overall energy for the collective. Thank you. Yeah, they're like, protect yourself. 7 of Wands. And the thing is, it's like, that guarded energy in this particular case is a good thing, because I feel like you guys have been overly generous in different periods of time. And now you have to kind of, stand your ground and be like, yeah, no. Now it's time to hold back. Now it's time to hold back with this 4 of Pentacles. Okay? Hold back. Clank, clank. Blessing said, ooh, curry mushrooms. That sounds fucking with steak too. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Hey Tiago, how are you? This is a collective message at this time, Tiago. Do you happen to be Portuguese? I saw that last name. You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. I just happen to have people who are friends who are Portuguese with that last name. You are? Cool. My last name, I'm putting all my business out there. I don't care. I have a business, so like people see my name all the time anyway. My last name is Fernandez, with an S at the end, so I'm Portuguese too, but Cape Verdean. But yeah, so I can recognize a Portuguese last name when I see it. All right, we have King of Pentacles here on the top. So yeah, man, hold back on your money, baby, as you saving that shit up, saving up racks. Yeah, that walking away energy that we were kind of picking up on too, right? With that 8 of Cups. You had to remove yourself from something, and we definitely was picking up on a little bit of that, because you guys did receive that energy of, with the round and round in the reverse. The lesson is learned. The lesson has been learned, so you're not going backwards anymore. You're not doing that again. So you're protecting your energy, protecting yourself. I'm definitely getting that sense of like self-preservation vibes. All right, what's the incoming energy for the collective? What else do they need to know at this time? Six of Pentacles. And the reason why I'm kind of like shaking my head a little bit is because we did get that card. That was the first card that we saw from the first, well, technically the second deck, but when we started over, it was the first deck that we read from. The first energy that we picked up on was the card that said exchanging gifts. This is about exchange, right? This is about exchange. So, the fact that, the importance now becomes and relies upon you're generous with other people, with the expectation of them being also generous to you. Equal give and take, reciprocity. Not in the sense of only doing things because you want something back, but when we're building relationships with people, that is a very important part of a relationship, whatever kind of relationship it is. Because once it becomes one-sided, it's not really a relationship anymore now, is it? So that's what I'm picking up here. Yeah, see, look, 2 of Cups is on the bottom of the deck. I didn't even see that there. So it's like, yeah, equal give and take within partnerships. And if and for some of you, you're about to end something. We did pick up on an ending before with the Death card. It's like, if it's not, ouch, if you've been over pouring into something, you're realizing, I can't keep doing this. For what? What am I getting out of it? I'm getting depleted. 5 of Pentacles, and that might be if it hasn't happened yet, it's going to happen very soon. That might be the thing that's going to cause the ending. It's like you're realizing that this person drains you in whatever way, and it's like you can't keep on holding on to people like that. This is an energy that's been showing up a lot, so I do hope that, especially like, those of you who've been here for a while, I do hope that you're starting to learn a little bit more of what this energy is doing to you, or has done to you, because you can't stay in this anymore. You can't. It's not fair to you at all. And yeah, literally the card here, to be fair. Is it fair for you to be constantly outpouring, overpouring into other people and connections and situations, whatever, and getting bare minimum back? Fuck that. For what? In some cases, what? For a warm body? Get that from anywhere. It's not, it's not worth it. All the good sex in the world is not going to fix those kind of problems. Spirit told me to say that word. For those of you who resonate with this being about, romance. All the good, best sex in the world is not going to, be a substitution for when there's that emptiness. You know what I mean? When they're constantly taking from you and pulling on your energy. Can't do that. Tiago, this is actually just a collective message at this time, love. I'm sorry. You can stick around and to see if there's anything that might come out in this reading that might resonate with you if you'd like. And check it out maybe from the beginning if you'd like. No pressure. But right now, this is just a collective. I'm sorry. But I do appreciate you for sticking around for a little bit just to ask. Appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody who's been here watching. Hopefully the messages are resonating, and if they are, let me know in the comments or reactions. Hit that like button if you haven't. If you're new and are enjoying this reading, you can also subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Hit the notification about all that good stuff, and thank you, blessings, for being a great moderator, amazing moderator, not great, amazing moderator, and answering questions and things like that. I appreciate you so much. Love you, girl. Excuse me. All right, so what's the challenge here? What's the challenge? Thank you. Oof. The challenge is indecision. The challenge is indecision, and that makes a lot of sense. And when I look at this card, I see a few different things in terms of imagery. Aside from the fact that you're already at a standstill or a stalemate because of the decision, right? There's that blockage there, right? How she's holding her arms in front of her. But then there's also that moon energy, which is about, intuition, fear, your emotions get in the way sometimes with all that water back there. It's time to get grounded, right? When it comes to your decisions, not being able to be stuck in your emotions, right? Use your intuition to be able to make a concrete decision is what I'm kind of getting. Wow, look, we have 3 of Wands here on the bottom, which that's about, like, if you know what the 2 of Wands will represent. The 2 of Wands represents, that energy of a choice, very similar to this, right? So the 2 of Wands is about, the choice. Whereas that 3 of Wands here on the bottom is about the actual moving forward with a choice. And then just waiting for the results. Seeing what's going to happen. It's about the foresight. It's about the planning, right? To be able to see what might come towards you. You're waiting for your ships to come in. You've already kind of at least taken that step into the unknown in a way. Yeah, and now it's also a little time to get confident with that. King of Wands here. So being confident in your decision here. And the action behind it. Interesting. And it would make sense why that would be a challenge. Tell us more. So we have 9 of Pentacles here. Maybe sometimes you guys don't feel like you can be fully, self-reliant. Maybe you have relied on other people at different points in time. Not just financially, even though it's, pentacle energy, so that, some people might associate that with only, finances. But just in general, right? Maybe, you've, relied on other people to kind of make you feel more secure and confident and things like that. But now you're paying more attention. You're realizing, yeah, see, 3 of Wands is here again. Like, you're paying more attention with this Page of Swords here to, like, you know what? I can do this on my own. Yeah, so you get in your head. 7 of Cups causes some confusion. You're like, I think they're saying, like, you know, you can do this on your own. You just have to not be too wrapped up in your head thinking about, you know, the worst case scenarios and things like that, because that causes indecisions and, you know, fears and things like that. Time to make a grounded decision when it comes to your overall sense of well-being, your independence. What is the what? How can the collective work on this? How can they overcome this challenge? You can overcome this by reevaluating your value systems and belief systems with the Hierophant here. That's one way. Navigate that again. Look at that again. Yeah. Look at it again. Reevaluate. This Two of Pentacles on the bottom. Figure it out. Go back and forth. You know, weigh the pros and cons of how you've been doing things for so long a certain way and why you do it that way. Does that still, you know, is it still suitable for where you're headed right now? Right? King of Pentacles on the top. So you guys see it. Yeah, we're right back to that Two of Swords. Yeah, it's about that back and forth, going back and forth of what to do. The other thing I'm picking up on too is maybe even like counseling, right? Seeking counsel, whether it's in your church, if you go to church, or, you know, I heard financial advising. So if any of you guys have been worrying about, you know, a sense of financial independence, maybe you just feel like you can't do things on your own. For somebody, that's not for everybody. Um, that could be something that could be beneficial too. But I'm definitely getting like maybe like just counseling in general for someone. Like, you know, I'm picking up on trauma. Like somebody, and most of us have some type of trauma, and some of us have trauma that definitely needs some assistance and some looking into, so on and so forth. So, you know, take the messages as they resonate. You know, I'm not forcing any of that belief system type stuff onto you. Some people are like, nope, I'm perfectly fine. Okay, if that's what you feel. No judgment. Do what's best for you. But I am picking up on that for someone. What's going on behind the scenes that the collective needs to know at this time and doesn't know yet? Thank you. I like it. Nine of Cups. They are really about to like help you get closer to your overall happiness. And that's definitely giving like that glow up. Like how she's got her arms folded. She's like, I am the shit and I know I am. Nobody can take that away from me. You know what I mean? I like that energy for you. Oof. Ten of Pentacles, money's about to be looking right. You're about to be in a just an overall better place after you close out a cycle. They're helping you. They're helping you move on. Wow. As I put this card on that, they're helping you move on from all of that old stagnant shit that no longer serves. Yeah. You've been wishy-washy about some of the decision making and ending it, right? But they're like, oh, trust, you're gonna be fine, and there will be that sense of like the overall fulfillment too on top of all of that. So you got, actually on the spread, you got the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, and that's all about being independent. That's about being happy all on your own, and that's also about, you know, being able to sustain yourself. So the fact that those are both in this spread is a pretty big deal. You know what's also interesting? In the spread itself, there are, let me see something. We have one major arcana here. That's good. Um, it's a good major arcana in my personal opinion. We have wands and mostly pentacles. And we have one cup. We don't have any other, like, yeah, we don't have any swords. I mean, we saw swords show up, and it was, I think, only in the form of, what was it, Page of Swords and Two of Swords. I think that was it. But in terms of like in the spread, so this is definitely you guys just like, fuck this. Like, I need to get solid. I need to be like, yeah, this is not. I'm not trying to be, you know, just doing shit just to do shit. Like, let's get down to being solid, a solid foundation. I just, and then with like that Nine of Cups there too, it's like, yeah, I'm reevaluating everything. And if it does not align with that for me, it's got to go. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And you ain't even trying to communicate that shit at this point, because that would be like the swords, right? Swords could represent, thinking and also communication. You're like, there ain't nothing to talk about. Hence this energy. There ain't nothing to talk about. Anything that comes in trying to disturb my fucking peace, no, I already moved on from it, or I'm in the process. That's what I'm getting. Okay, I can dig it. All right, so let's get the likely outcome. I know this reading definitely started off a little bit rough, so I appreciate those of you who stuck around for the whole thing, and gave it a chance, because I know it was like definitely like a slow burn type of situation, but once we got the ball rolling, we're doing good, right? The Sun, another major arcana. I like it. Yeah, man, you guys are just about to be in such a better place. I love that for y'all. Bossing the fuck up. Because you're taking ownership over your life, authority over your life. You're like, I'm not about to let nobody come in fucking up my peace. We got the Three of Pentacles here, and we did talk about community a little while ago. Now, this card doesn't necessarily represent community, but I am getting camaraderie. And being around people who are like-minded individuals who you can team up with and work together with. That's what I'm picking up on. Yeah, and you've manifested this. A magician. All that hard work is about to pay off. That's what I'm getting. Excuse me. So I'm gonna read from 2 more decks, and then I'm gonna eat because I'm hungry. Yes. I know in the our pre-reading, I guess you could call it at this point, we had that energy of possibly doing a checkup of some sort, and it is here, health checkup on the bottom before I shuffle or anything. Yeah, and nourish your temple is also here. So even though that part of the reading was like really odd, and I was like, this doesn't feel like it aligns with anything else, there could have been like these little tidbits that they were like trying to put out there, and you're like, wait, don't completely neglect that, because that actually was important information. Yeah, I definitely just had to nix that reading though, because I could feel like that portion of it anyway. It just wasn't aligning fully. All right, a couple more shuffles. And if you guys have been enjoying this reading, let me know in the comments. Let me know with your reactions. What we have. Spend time with your friends. See? Look, and you might have like little witchy bitch friends like myself. I love my witch bitches. So some of you guys might be also very spiritual and stuff. Like I actually brought my some of my tarot cards to my girl's house on Sunday for her 40th, but then she got sick, so I was like, okay, maybe next time. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna bring my cards the next time I go over there. But point is, like, some of you guys might get into that kind of thing too. I keep telling my girls, like, we need to like set something up, like a Zoom call or something, and like just all like do some manifestations and readings together. That would be so fun. We have make a vision board here. I'm kind of getting this energy of like, making future plans together even, right? Definitely stuff on your own, and then some stuff together too. Like maybe planning trips together would be really cool. We did see a lot of cards about travel throughout the reading. I'm also getting like, for yourself, like, goals of like working out, eating better, things like that. You could like, find different sources of inspiration and make a vision board. Where would you like to live? Where would you like to travel, right? And put it on a vision board. That's a great way to manifest. Make sure you're taking care of your physical vessel, of course, and get some rest. Very important. Get a good, good night's sleep. Get some shut eye. Easier said than done. Trust me, I know. I've actually been doing okay for a little bit now, maybe a couple weeks. Because I was struggling like about 3 weeks ago. Oh my god, my sleep is fucking terrible, but it's getting better. Like on average, this past couple of weeks, I think I've been getting about at least 7 hours, sometimes more. It's sometimes the quality of sleep for me. Like I'll go to sleep at a reasonable time, but then I wake up in the middle of the night, which is fucking annoying. Good old insomnia. Let me know if you guys resonate with that. Um, so yeah, finding ways to kind of calm your body and calm your mind. We have spend time with animals. So some of you guys might really love animals. I know I do. Y'all know I love my little fur baby, and she's actually like knocked out sleep over there, knocked out in her little her cat bed thing. She's so cute. She's so cute, my baby. So some of you guys might also love animals. I just did a spirit animal reading the other day. You guys might want to check that out. It was actually a really good one. It was fun and very insightful. Meditate is here on the bottom. Yeah, I like that. I like that energy a lot, actually. Connect with the earth. And I was about to say, when I saw the spend time with animals, I was thinking about outdoors. So connect with earth, definitely outdoors energy. And make a meal. Some of you guys might actually have like a garden or thinking about doing something like that. I mean, shit, not for nothing. With all the issues with like recalls on food, in particular like produce and stuff. Now there's a recall on eggs. I don't know if that's everywhere, but I know in Connecticut there's a recall on eggs. It's like, bro, what the hell can we fucking eat? Like all the stuff that's, healthy, we can't even eat that. Some people are the people who actually are, the, I know a lot of people hate that term, the woke people. But yeah, the people who are woke, you know what I mean? Who are, trying to do good things for their bodies. Fuck with their food, fuck with the water, right? So it's like, it's just crazy because it's like, unless you're growing it yourself, you don't know what the hell you're actually eating and consuming. So I just got something about that message right there. That's interesting. So even like be cautious of what you're consuming in that way. You could be making yourself a meal, and you could be gardening and stuff like that. And the best bet is doing it yourself if you can, if you have the means to do so, and you know how, like you have a green thumb, you know how to do that type of thing. Spirit is definitely saying something about that to somebody. Somebody might benefit from working at like a local farmer's market or something like that if they have their own garden. Let me know if any of that resonates. Wow, that was a mouthful. Sorry. Aw, thanks, blessings. My daughter. I love her so much. That's why I'm like one and done. I got my actual baby, my son, who's a grown man now. I can't believe it. Almost 20. And then I got my fur baby. I don't need anything else. And I got my babies at work. And one of my students, he is funny because some of my students, they graduated from our program, and they're going to middle school, and like starting this next school year. And we watched it on the smart board, and I was like, look at my baby. So one of my students goes, so and so's your baby? I was like, well, he was when I first started working here, he's little, he was smaller than you, he was only like 5. And they're like, he was 5. Like now the kids all up here, and they're like, so and so was a baby. I'm like, yeah, all you guys were babies before. Like, they're just so cute and so innocent, you know what I mean? And I love my babies, I really do. So I call them my babies all the time. I was like, hey baby, what's up? It's only when they're like about to be reprimanded I call them by their actual name. This is always honey, bud, sweetie, babe. Yeah. So, and then once I start actually saying their actual names, and they're like, oh, Miss Michelle's, she means business now. Like, go sit your little butt down somewhere. What are you doing? I hope all my friends can listen to all their teachings. I'm listening. There's something though, my babies. We have write a gratitude list. Write a list of the things that you're happy to have in your life, or the people you're happy to have in your life. Shit, I just heard this. Reach out to the people who you're gracious for, right? Let's say if you haven't talked to somebody in a while. I just reached out to some family members yesterday, randomly. something like in my spirit just said, reach out. Why not? You know, hey, I love and I miss you. I hope that everything's well. That's it. Very simple. You know, I'm grateful for you. That kind of thing. I know I tell my friends all the time, you know, how grateful I am for them and stuff like that. That's one thing I've really been priding myself on. Life is short. You know, not trying to be like, you know, weird about it, but it is. You know, it's important to have that attitude of gratitude because while we're here, while we are still here, it is important to be able to have that. Show those that we love and care about how much we love and care about them while they're here and while we're here. Um, and also just showing the Most High, whatever you believe in, that you're gracious as well. You know, don't worry about the things you don't have. Focus on the things that you do. Just saying. Your friends might be a part of the things that you should, you know, write on that list of gratitude. Connect with your womb. So something about your um, your womanly anatomy could be important for some. Maybe you had issues down there at one point and now things are looking up, or they just are saying, you know, be, you know, gracious about the fact that you've been able to carry children, because some people can't, or are struggling with doing so. I'm getting something like that. And maybe even pray for the people who struggle, because I have a friend who struggled with fertility for years, and I spoke about her before, and I did a reading for her about maybe 3 years ago or so, and I think it was about 3 years ago, and last year she revealed that she was pregnant, and I was like, everything I said in the reading came true. Everything. It was kind of freaky, and I just cried like a baby. I was so happy for her and her husband. I was like, oh my god, and like the fact that, and then she was the one who was like, when she reached out to me, she was like, everything that you said happened exactly the way that you said it was gonna happen. I was like, that's when I was like, damn, I'm really like tapped in. I had to give myself like a little pat on the back, because like she was like, you helped me keep going, because I honestly was giving up on, you know, even trying. Thank you. And I was like, that, between that and like now she has her baby and he's so cute, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. So something stuck out about that. Somebody might have had issues with fertility or something, or just like, you know, female health type stuff at some point, and like, you know, maybe things are looking up, or they just want you to kind of, you know, make sure that you're, you know, staying prayed up, and, you know, going to the doctor, making sure you continue to take good care of yourself, just to keep everything in order, that type of thing. I'm getting something like that. Look to the stars. It's definitely giving like prayer energy too. Interesting. All right, one more from here, and then we're gonna do an affirmation to close out, and that will be it. Again, if you're new to the channel and haven't done so already, hit that like button and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, as well as the notification bell, so that you know when I'm on. I do different types of readings on here, a little bit of everything. We do love readings. We do more serious topics more often, to be honest. This is a very like soul-driven channel, so that's the main premise on here. But then sometimes we get a little bit messy too. You know, we do what's the tea readings and be like all up in everybody's business. So we do a little bit of everything. Wow, as I say, oh, the next thing we're gonna do is positive affirmations. Well, look at that. How's that for a little segue into what we're about to do next? Wow, that's funny. Spirit's on a roll today. Yeah, we got journaling here. Yeah, makeup meal is here again. Yeah, we have journaling. And we have alone time. Yeah, definitely nothing wrong with taking that time alone to just reflect, right? Yeah, drink some tea. While we spill some tea on this channel sometimes. But yeah, all right, so Spirit has spoken. We're going to look at some affirmations, and that was a perfect little segue. We're going to look from the Sweet Ass Affirmations 2. deck, which my girl, who I miss, I feel like I haven't like really. I mean, we talk from time to time like on Messenger and stuff, but like in our group chat, but like I haven't like really watched any of her stuff because every time she goes on, it's always like when I'm already about to go to sleep. So I'm like, oh man, I missed her again. My girl, Veronica from Aya Inspired Tarot, miss her. But I know she's been, doing her whole mommy duty thing, and she's always busy. So if she sees this, I hope she knows I miss her. That's my girl, part of the Soul Tribe. All right, couple more shuffles here. We're gonna get an affirmation. $6.36, huh? All right. Actually, I'm not gonna do it that way. I usually look at the bottom and all that. I'm not gonna do it like that for this one. Let's get one affirmation to close out, Spirit. Unless I feel drawn to pull anything else or look at anything else, of course. Thank you. You got it. Alright, so we have this is cute. I am a contagious fireball of laughter and joy everywhere I go. That's cute. I like that. So you guys can see it. That's cute. I was picking up on fire energy earlier. Some of you guys might have a lot of fire in your chart somewhere. It says, this human experience should be full of smiles and laughter. Our laughter to work ratio needs attention. Besides the tickle monster, one way to pull out of a funk is to push yourself into a self-contagious laugh. Stand up with your hands on your hips and force yourself to start laughing. It will feel awkward because you aren't happy, because nothing is funny. But the obnoxious fake laugh will domino into a rampage of contagious real laughs. When you start laughing more, the lighthearted energy transfers to those around you and increases the beauty of their moods too. Each day, if you can make one person smile or laugh so hard that they tinkle in their in their undies, your day is not wasted. So I am getting this energy of, based on this card here, you know, not taking life so damn seriously, guys. Like, and trust me, I get it, because it's like what's on the top? Hold up. Okay, let me finish what I was gonna say, and I'm gonna go to this card real quick because it's right on the top of the deck. But yes, the other, like, what I'm picking up on is just like, life is already hard. Let's not make it harder by, staying in a funk all the time. Life be like today, with how I was feeling. You can ask my coworkers. I was about to quit, because my boss is doing some bullshit. And I was like, guys, I'm about to revise my resume. And they was like, no, Michelle, don't leave. I'm like, fuck this job. Fuck CES. I'm like, nah, they ain't about to play in my face like that. Long story short, because nobody's going to see this for my job. So what had happened was, we've been waiting for like the class list and stuff for a little while. The teacher that I work under, she quit, right? So she's going to be there for one more week. And then she's not going to be there because we're doing like the summer program or whatever. So she won't be returning in the fall for, the school year. I'm happy for her. She deserves this new opportunity. That's my girl. So they send out the class list. It doesn't have like all the staff on it yet, but the only thing that's on there currently is the head teachers, the EI, aka the assistant teachers, and that's it, and the students for each class. They don't have the rest of the staffing on the thing. So needless to say, the teacher I used to work under, she comes into my room this morning and she's like, oh, so and so, you're leaving? Not to me, at least not yet. She's like, yeah. She was like, yeah, I didn't see your name on the class list. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I got a job somewhere else. Oh, where's your job? Blah, blah, blah. Right? So then she looks at me. She's like, oh, Michelle, are you staying? And I said, yeah. And she's like, oh, your name wasn't on the class list. And I looked at her. She's like, yeah, well, it says a bunch of EIs to be, that's my position, a bunch of EIs to be determined. So I'm like, So I'm like, let me look at the classes because it's all secretive, right? It's in a Google whatever doc or whatever, and it's only for the teachers. So nobody else has gotten this, only the actual like head teachers. So I'm looking at my classroom, and I'm like, I thought maybe I was gonna stay in my room with my staff, and then there's a new teacher that was being hired, and that maybe they were gonna come in and take over for who I work with now. Nope. So I'm nowhere to be found on the fucking list. I'm like, wow, okay, after fucking 7.5 fucking years, this is how y'all treat me? Bet. So the point I'm making here is like, because I just lost some of you guys, it's fine. It is what it is. I'll wrap it up. But yeah, like the point is, I was in a funk this morning, big time, and I had to get myself out of it because I'm like, okay, well the kids are about to start coming in. I gotta put on that brave smile and just get through it. I saw my boss in the front of the fucking building doing busing, and I just want to smack shit out of her. But anyway, kept my composure. I'm cool, but I'm gonna see what happens and go from there. I guess I had to vent to you guys too, and we'll see what happens. But if they put me in a bullshit ass fucking class with a bullshit ass fucking team, I'm not staying. I'm dead ass. I am going to revise my fucking resume, and I'm out. None of my coworkers are gonna see this, so I don't give a fuck. But and if they do, send it to Stacy. What's she gonna do? Fire me? Go ahead, have fun. We rarely have good staff in that damn place as it is. They keep on hiring dumbass people who don't know how to do anything. But anyway, whew, I had to get that out. All right, so the card that is here on the top that stuck out to me, it says, I'm exploding with life beyond ever before and glowing with eagerness for more. And I was talking about this, picking up on like that glow up energy, and this is what it's giving me. And the fact that this was on the top of the deck, I'm like, okay, we got to go with it. We got to rock with this. We're going to read from it. So I keep getting ready to read your message and I get distracted. What does it say? Your number carries a profound spiritual message. It's a reminder to trust the journey you're on, even if things feel uncertain. Your angels are encouraging you to maintain faith in the universe. I like that. Thank you for that tidbit there, girl. Appreciate it. All right, so this is the last message, and that's it. Because no one's here anyway. I'm talking to myself at this point. But yes, it says people often misperceive a disconnection from normal societal activities as running, hiding, or betraying your family, friends, or community. Interesting. Okay. Yo, that's what they said. Yo, that is pure donkey shit. When you disconnect, you trade that's this card. Wow. That's this. Wow. You trade belligerent nights out for sexy knowledge hunts and intimate gatherings, living for others for living for yourself, chasing money for attaining purpose, mindless dribble for passion explosions, busyness for intention, and soul extortion for soul unification. You are exploding with life beyond ever before and glowing with eagerness for more. So you're realizing, like, living in like that mundane, right? That's what I'm getting from this card. Living in the mundane, that's not for you. You're meant to branch out away from that. That's this. In the position that it had came out earlier. So you're realizing, yeah, in order to really, connect with who you really are, you have to sometimes, disconnect from the things that we perceive as what we're supposed to do. No more of that is what I'm getting from this. No more living in a bubble. It's time to, let yourself free from that, so that you could really truly live. Is what I'm picking up on. Very interesting. It's just the wording. It's like, wow, so poetically spoken. Where you have to kind of almost go over it one more time. Okay. Well, with all that said, that is the reading. All right. So like I said, there's no one here anyway. So at this point, I'm just talking to myself. But all All right, I love you guys. For those of you who were able to tap in and watch at all, greatly appreciate you. If you've been popped in just for a moment, I appreciate you. And for those of you who end up watching later, I appreciate you. So I hope that you made it this far. And if you did and haven't done so already, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the excuse me, the notification bell and all of that good stuff to connect with me on here and be a part of these other readings that we do on here. This one was interesting to say the least, especially how it started. If you were here at the beginning, but I think we got some pretty good messages out of here at the end. So once we rounded everything up. So with all that said, you guys have, what time is it anyways? About to be 7 o'clock almost on the East Coast anyway. Yeah, I'm about to eat. I'm hungry. But yes, with all that said, my loves, you guys have a great rest of your evening. I probably will check in with you guys on, I'm thinking maybe Saturday. I'm gonna try. I'm not making any promises, but I will try. Because I know I have some stuff that I have to do on Saturday. But definitely won't be tomorrow because I have to work both jobs tomorrow. I'm tired after 12 hours of work. So with all that said, you guys have a great rest of your evening. And until next time, I love you.